Alright, so let's do this. Let's solve these problems on subtraction of number base. We have solution. We want to subtract each of these. The first question is in base 2, the second question is in base 7, and the third one is in base 8. Let's learn how to subtract in number base. So the first one is 1101 in base 2 minus 110 in base 2. So you write it out, 1101 in base 2, and you write 110 in base 2. Let's subtract. 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 minus 1, it can't go, so you borrow from here. Now, borrowing from this 1, it will remain 0. Now, whatever thing you are borrowing, you call it the base that you're dealing with. This is in base 2, so if I borrow from here, the number I'm borrowing is 2. Alright, because I'm dealing with base 2. So 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. You go again, 0 minus 1, it can't go. You borrow from this other one, it's remaining 0. You bring it here, you call it what? 2. Alright, 2 plus 0 is 2, minus 1 is 1. Alright, so you have 111 in base 2. So that's the answer. That's how to subtract in base 2. Let's try the next one. We have 3156 in base 7 minus 416 in base 7. Let's subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. You write 0. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 is less than 7 because we're dealing with base 7. It's less than 7, so we just write it out. Okay? Now we go again. 1 minus 4. It can't go. You borrow from here. Here will remain 2. Whatever thing you're borrowing, you call it the base you're dealing with. And the base you're dealing with is base 7. So what I borrowed, I will call it 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. So what do I have left here? 2. You bring it down. So this is 2440 in base 7. So we saw the last one there. We have 617 in base 8 minus 135 in base 8. Let's subtract. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 is already less than 8. So we just write it without converting. Okay? 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3, it can't go. You borrow from here. You have what? 5. Whatever thing you borrow there, you call it the base that you're dealing with. Since we're dealing with base 8, I'll write 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. You have 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. So this is 462 in base 8. So that's how we subtract in number base. Thank you.